Hello everybody, Gray Still Plays, and we're back with another Rimworld tutorial for you guys. This was another request from a viewer that had made a comment. They were asking if I could do a tutorial on some of the skills and some ways to gain the various skills, and I am going to be doing that. I'm going to be covering all of the skills in the game. However, that would take way too long to do in one video, so what I'm going to do is break it up over bite-sized portions for each video. We're going to be going into 3 skills today, and then I'll probably be doing 3 skills each additional time, and I will link all the videos together so you can check them all out at your leisure. Today's skills that we're talking about are 3 skills that are pretty much a pain in the ass all around, and that is melee, shooting, and medicine. Now, the reason I'm choosing these skills where they were specifically mentioned, but also they are skills that are very limited in how exactly you gain them. And there are a couple of tricks that you can do in order to gain these skills faster. I'm going to show those different things to you guys now. Okay, so first off, before we start anything, you need to understand exactly how the experience works for both melee and shooting. We're going to start with those first. Now, with shooting, you have a lot more flexibility on how you gain this skill. We're going to go into that last. Let's start off first with melee. The thing that makes melee a more difficult skill to gain than shooting is you can only gain melee against creatures or opponents that can fight back. Meaning that if a creature is downed or is incapacitated, you don't get any experience for beating on them, which is very strange because with shooting you do, and that's actually a very important part of how to get your shooting skill up. Now, the way that you can get some melee up is if you do have some armor and maybe a helmet, you want to put that on your best melee person or the person that you want to get your melee skill up, and you want to go out and beat things with your bare hands. Now, the problem with this is that there's always that possibility that you sustain some injuries. Now, a lot of the wildlife, especially the smaller wildlife like rats and things, have very, very little chance at actually doing any real damage to you. So let's say you happen upon a wild turkey over here. What do? This turkey's over here asking you for money and doing whatever turkeys do. Let's go ahead and attack him and see what kind of melee increase we're going to get. We're going to be learning at a passion of interested here, which means we're learning at 100%. Let's check this out. Now, there's another skill that's directly related to all of your hunting and fighting needs, and that is medicine. But there's a couple of tricks to gain additional medicine. We're going to see that in a second. For right now, let's melee this turkey. Now, you're going to notice we're going to get right about 250 experience points for each punch. You can see right here, we're taking this turkey out. Okay, now the turkey is down. Now, you can see we gained a pretty good amount of experience doing that. But there's something else that you can do if you don't kill your opponent. Let's check this out right now. Okay, so this turkey's brother came over here trying to avenge his death. And of course, he got knocked out as well. So now that we have a down turkey, well, first, let me show you guys something. So melee skill 9101. Now, you guys got to watch it go up each time. Watch what happens if we try and melee this turkey while he's down. There you go. Did you see that? We just hit him, and we're still at 9101. Now, can you gain additional experience from a fallen turkey? Yes, you can. And that, my friends, is where... Let's go over to Christian. Your medicine is going to come in. Now, everyone knows that you can gain medicine from healing people and from removing organs and the like, but you also gain medicine from healing animals. So let's say you are hunting and you do knock a creature down. Do you just want to melee it to death? No, because you're throwing experience away. Instead, watch this. Let's go ahead and rescue this turkey. Now, understand, to do this, you're going to need an animal bed, but animal beds cost very little resources, so you should be able to get it fairly easily. Please stop attacking that turkey, Banks. I would appreciate that. Christian is going to bring this turkey over to here, and now we can have Christian, after we take him off of draft, begin to treat the turkey. Now, we want to get maximum medicine experience here, and we're going to show you how to do this. So let's say we look at the turkey and we check out its health. It's got quite a few injuries here, a bruise, a stab, a scratch. So let's start healing this turkey. Now, as we heal the turkey, you're going to see that our medicine is in fact going to go up. I'm going to just kind of stay real zoomed in here and keep my cursor over this so that you can watch it. We're at 4710 right now, and we're going to go ahead and patch up this turkey a little bit. There we go. We just got about, what was that? 87 experience just from that. Let's go patch this turkey up again here. Still going. And we're going to get a little bit more right there. Now let's go over to this turkey and see. Right now there's only 2 injuries left. We have another bruise and another scratch. Now you don't want to fully heal this turkey, and I'll show you why in just a second. Remember, we're going for maximum experience gain. So let's let him heal this turkey one more time. We're at 4885. We're going to gain a little bit more here in just a second. I'm also keeping it slowed down right now so you can easily see the experience gain. Okay, so we're at 4972. Now, if we heal this turkey again, he's going to get up. We don't want him to do that. Instead, what we want to do is go to the turkey, go to health, go to operations. Now, you'll notice some additional boxes here, and that's only because right now I have the developer tools on so I can spawn turkeys in and do things like that for you guys to make things a little bit easier for your viewing pleasure. Now, let's go over here to add bill. And the only bill that you're going to be able to add for most creatures is going to be euthanize. Now, what you don't know is that euthanize is going to give us a huge amount of medicine. Watch this. Prioritize operating on turkey. Let's do that. Now it's going to say euthanizing down here. Let's go back over to our character and look at his medical skill real quick. Now, right now, we're at 4972. Watch what happens when this turkey gets euthanized right here. 4972 to 6,046. That's over 1,000 experience points just for euthanizing this turkey. We were going to kill this turkey anyway. He was going to be food for the group. But by throwing it away, by just meleeing it to death, we were losing out on maybe 1,200 or 1,300 medicine for Christian here. But there's more that you can do with a downed creature. Let's show you that now that we've gone through melee and we've gone through medicine. Let's go into shooting. Okay, so you started out the game and you got your terrible pistol that you started with. Now, is the pistol good for anything? Yes, it is. The best thing that the pistol is good for is gaining your colonist's shooting experience. As weird as this sounds, the damage that you do with a firearm has nothing to do with the experience that you gain. It's just the act of shooting at the target. Now, the cool thing about shooting, and the thing that it has that makes it much more flexible over melee gain, is that you can gain shooting experience with no issues and no danger to your colonists. Now, let's say all you have is a pistol. Now, you could also make yourself a short bow if you wanted to, and this would still work, just if for some reason you didn't have a pistol handy. But let's say you have a pistol. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to craft a sleeping spot. So let's go ahead and do that now. Now, the cool thing about a sleeping spot is that it doesn't get destroyed. It's not really a real structure. It's more like a designation for your colonists. What's weird, though, is that if you click your colonist while they're drafted and you click on your firearm, you can click on the sleeping spot. And then if we go over to the colonist's shooting skill, look at this. We get 6 experience points for each shot we do. We could just have this colonist sitting in the back of our colony, shooting randomly at this little sleeping spot. Obviously, we don't want to designate this to anyone. That would be terrible. But if this was an extra sleeping spot, no one would be going for it, like Banks over here. And we could be shooting at this over and over again, gaining 6 experience no matter what we do. Now, like I had said, the experience is the same, so watch this. Okay, now Dell has a minigun equipped. The minigun, a gun that shoots 1,000,000 bullets. You'd think that that would do more, or rather, it would get you more experience per shot, right? Not at all. Check this out. Let's go ahead and keep her where she is. And then let's click on the minigun and click again on this sleeping spot and see what happens when she fires this minigun. 1,400 right now on the experience. 1,406, just like the pistol. All right, so now let's show you how you can really abuse the living hell out of a creature and gain maximum possible experience with your weapon, your shooting weapon that is, with it. Let's go ahead real quick and get rid of the minigun and pick up this pistol. Let's go ahead and make Nilsson stop getting it. Let's go ahead and grab this pistol. Now let's go up here and beat this turkey down just like we did the first time. So we're gonna go ahead and gain a little bit of melee experience doing this. If we go back over here to our character, you can see right here. I'm sorry, if I hover over melee, you can see that we've got a little bit of melee experience. But now, let's do something even stranger. Let's start shooting at this turkey. Now, obviously, if your colonist was injured, you'd want to heal them. I'm just doing this for the sake of brevity. We've got our pistol, a terribly inaccurate weapon. Now we're going to want to go as far away as possible. Let's do this. Let me zone out so you can see this a little bit easier. So there we go. Right here is our maximum possible firing. This means that we are as inaccurate as possible, and that's exactly what we want. Watch this. We're going to start at 1406 for the experience, and there we go. We're going to start getting great amounts of experience, and because we're our maximum distance away, we have very little chance at actually hitting this turkey. Now we're going to go ahead and basically cycle this pistol through all of our colonists so that everyone can use the turkey for target practice. All right, now I fast forwarded real quick to show you guys something. I've gotten so much experience now with the shooting proficiency on this single turkey that if you hover over the skill, notice it says learned max today, 4,040 out of 4,000, further learning multiplied by 20%. Basically what that's saying is, I'm not really sure that's the proper syntax, maybe it is, but we're going to be gaining much less experience per shot. So if you remember before, we were gaining about 50 per shot, but now look, we're at 5386, and now we're only gaining 10 a shot, which is 20% of what we were gaining before. So what you would do in this instance is you would take another one of your characters that wants to get their shooting skill up, you would go grab the pistol, and then you would start shooting at this turkey. But remember, there's more to it than that. After everyone gets done shooting at the turkey, go ahead and grab your healer, rescue the turkey, which will bring the turkey over to a bed, heal it up all except for one of its injuries, and then for the last bill, put euthanize in, and you'll gain maximum medicine skill. Now, there is one more creature that you can really gain a lot of skill with, but it's kind of difficult considering the type of creature it is, but you get a hefty experience bonus for shooting at it, and that is mechanoids. Yes, mechanoids. If you manage to get a mechanoid down, they are the best possible shooting practice you can possibly have. Watch this. Let's go walk one square closer and then fire at this centipede. Now remember, Dell here had gotten her maximum shooting allowance for the day, so she's only learning 1/5 of her normal shooting ability. We're at 5446. Let's see what happens. 5446 to 5494. Now, something to note is that this happens especially when you're not maxed out for your allowable skill per day. Watch what happens when we gain a character that has not utilized any of its shooting experience for this day. Okay, so Banks now has a hold of the pistol. He's targeting the centipede at the maximum range, and his skill right now is 7530. Watch this. 7770. That's an increase of 240 points because he's shooting at a centipede. Watch how quickly this goes up at maximum range. That is crazy. We can cycle this pistol through all of our colonists and they'll gain incredible shooting skill just because we're shooting at a mechanoid that gives you a big bonus for your shooting skill. Now remember, the only negative to this is that you cannot melee attack any of these creatures while they're down and gain any skill, sadly. So remember, just to kind of go over what we've talked about, you can melee down creatures or just injure creatures as you normally would. Who knows? Maybe you find creatures in a toxic fallout or something and they're incapacitated. Instead of leaving them just to die, why not bring them back to an animal bed so that you can either heal them a little bit if they have some injuries, or so that you can euthanize them for big experience points for your medicine skill. Also, feel free to get some melee experience by meleeing the smaller animals, especially if you have better types of equipment, such as armored vests or powered armor to protect yourself. Use your fists so that you do as little damage as possible and have the least chance at killing the creature so that you can heal it or euthanize it later. And then finally, with shooting, feel free to make yourselves a sleeping spot to shoot at with the quickest and least damaging weapon you have, often a pistol, almost always a pistol, for easy experience gain with little to no chance of anything bad happening. But let's say you do get in a firefight and you down a creature, go to maximum possible range and fire your weapon at them and cycle through all of your colonists, getting that 4,000 experience per day. Or I guess if you really want to concentrate on just one person, feel free to just fire all through the night until they get too hungry and then send them away to go get something to eat and get some sleep. Anyway, guys, I hope that this helps you a little bit with 3 of the more annoying skills in Rimworld, and I hope that this shows you a couple of kind of cool ways to get some bonus experience for them in a little bit of a min-maxy way. If you guys have any additional suggestions for guides that you want to see from me, feel free to leave them in the comment section below, and until the next time, stay foxy and much love.